I thought I'd take you with me to an EV charger. I'm gonna camp out there for the night, see how it goes. I haven't had a chance to charge my batteries and they're getting pretty low, and the solar hasn't been very good. So come along with me and I'll show you how I do it, and I'll just take you along for the ride.
Okay, let's go. All right.
Right. So I already went on PlugShare and found the charger that I wanted to go to. I made sure that it was the right type of plug. So let's go. And we are off.
Good boy.
And I found a plug that's in kind of like a multi-business park area, but all the businesses are closed. It's a coffee shop and some sort of service that is just closed at night. So there's nobody parked there except for me, and I'm paying money to be there. So it kind of validates, you know, my presence. So we are here at the EV charger. I aligned myself so I can put the cord through my door, and I'm going to swipe my card and start paying. And there's no other EVs here. Like I said, these businesses are closed, so I shouldn't be bothered by anyone tonight. All right, now that I paid, I can take the charger, and what I'm going to do is bring it into the van with me. And what I like to do is kind of close the door on it in a way that doesn't damage the cable. Perfect. All right, so we're here with the charger in the van, and I have my adapter. So now just gonna plug the adapter in to turn this into a, this is now like a European outlet, 220 volts. You can only use certain devices with it. So now from here, I'm going to plug in a step down, which will let me use anything with it. I don't have to look up to see if the device is compatible with 110 to 220. If you use a step down, it will always work. But with this, if you're just using the adapter, then you have to see if your device is compatible with 110 to 220. You'll see input voltage, and it should say 110 to 220. If it just says input voltage 110, then it's not going to be compatible, and if you plug it into this, it will break your device. Okay, so here's the step down. This is also known as a transformer. It converts 220 volts to 110. So it has its own power. You plug this in and to the adapter, and then anything you plug into these two outlets is just going to be regular 110 volt power. You don't have to see if it's compatible first. It will work. So the first thing I'm going to do is plug in the charger for my RV. This one happens to be kind of buried in this cabinet, and the cord is right here. So I'll just plug that in and think mentally to myself and make sure everything's wired correctly so I don't break anything. All right, now the RV is charged. All right, we're all plugged in, and it's just so cool being able to plug in anywhere. You know, a lot of these EV chargers, you think of them as packed all the time with cars, but there are a lot of them that are empty most of the time, especially at night. So, you know, for nomads like us who have trouble getting power, especially at night, I feel like this could be a really good resolution. And I don't think there's any roaming security, but even if there was, the worst thing that they're going to do is ask you to leave or call the police on you, and they're just going to ask you to leave. There's no laws against parking in an EV charger. And this one is paid. This one is, it depends on the time of day, but there's different costs per hour. It's something like 50 cents at the peak time or 33 cents at non-peak. It's expensive here in California. And I kind of know roughly that my water heater for taking a shower, if I plug that in, then it would cost about 30 to 50 cents to heat up a shower's worth of water. If I'm just plugging in my RV to charge, I can charge it all the way up from dead for about 30, 40 cents. So it's really cheap. Another really cool thing about these EV chargers is you can choose to either have the adapter, you can kind of either build this into your van, or I like kind of having the flexibility of having it loose so I can do whatever I want with it. You can close the door on this part, and that will make it so other people can unplug you, which could be nice depending on where you are. If you want to let other EV owners unplug you, you can leave this portion outside, and you could even leave a note saying, hey, feel free to unplug, or you know, whatever you want. And but what I'm doing right now is I'm keeping the entire EV charger inside. I'm just doing this for the sake of showing you kind of how these things work. Normally I would just shut the door on this part, but the cool thing about keeping the charger inside with you is if you were leaving your vehicle for any reason, then they can't tow you with their charger inside. So I know it might be a little bit rude to keep it inside with you, but your rig's not going anywhere while this is inside. So that can give you a little bit of peace of mind. So just a note with these step downs, guys, if you're in Europe, you don't need a step down. You just need a different adapter that has a Euro plug instead of the US plug. And this is 220 volts, Euro plugs are 220 volts, so you don't need the step down. For us in US, we need the step down for some of our devices, most of them. And in my case, I'm running all my devices through it just to be safe. This way, nothing's gonna blow, because there's no risk of accidentally plugging it into the 220 volt plug. So this step down is 3,000 watts. That's good enough to power my coffee machine and my microwave at the same time. It's gonna be able to power most devices just fine. It's pretty cheap. It's only about 50 to 100 bucks, depending on, you know, the price you find. And it has 2 outlets here. It's also a step up, but we don't use that. We're only stepping down. And then the great thing about this is if you ever do overload it, which I have done with a previous lower powered model, all that happens is the circuit breaker just pops out. And so you just wait maybe a minute and push that circuit breaker back in, and then it's good to go. There's no risk of frying your devices, even if you overload it. So I love this step down. All right, everyone. So I'm going to be winding down for the night. I'm going to be posting a van tour video and a lot of other great content soon. So please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.